Good morning, friends. Good to see you. Welcome to Unity of Bon Air. I want to remind you, if you have your cell phone with you, you might want to put that on silence for our service. That would be appreciated. And I'm very happy to announce that we've got Zita Carell today as our guest artist. So nice to have her back on the stage with us. We've had a wonderful morning rehearsing, and now we're ready. We'll get things started with a beautiful song called The Goodness of God.
I love you, Lord, for your mercies never fail me. All my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire. In the darkest night, you are close like no other. I've known you as a father. I've known you as a friend. And I have lived in the goodness of God. Oh, yeah. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Oh, yeah. And all my life you have been faithful. Oh, yes, you have. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
Thank you. Thank you. And let's stand and we'll all affirm together about the goodness of God. God is good and all is well.
Be seated.
Good morning. morning. Welcome to Unity Church of Bonnier, where we live and express unconditional love and grow together in peace and prosperity. My name is Reverend Patty, and it is my joy to serve as the senior minister here. And I don't do that alone. I have every single one of you in ministry working together to make this community a place where all are welcomed and accepted. Whether this is your first time or your 100th time joining us, either here in person or online, we're grateful for your presence and your participation as we share this time together. We have come here as part of love's divine purpose that calls each of us forth to celebrate the connection we all share through the holy presence within us and all around us that we call God. And in that spirit of community, we unfold in light and love all spiritual and religious gatherings and all people everywhere. We especially welcome any of you who are here for the first time. If you're in the room, please raise your hand so one of our ushers can bring you a welcome packet. And if you're online, we invite you to visit unitybonnier.org to find out all the wonderful activities that are taking place here. So it's time for our morning funny. So I'm trying to do ones on prayer since we're working on prayer. So this isn't the kind of prayer we believe in, but that's why it makes a good joke, right? So a mother is in the hallway and she hears her son. He's getting his jammies on for the night, and he's got one of those one-piece things, and he's struggling. He says, "Jesus, please help me get my legs into these pajamas." A little while later, he said, "Jesus, I said, please help me get my legs into these pajamas." A little bit of more silence, and he says, "All right, I'm going to have to talk to your father about this." So let's, welcome to Pride Month at Unity. I've got our Pride flag up, and I'm going to put this in the e-news and invite everyone next Sunday, if you have anything that's rainbow-like, wear it, and we will celebrate the fact that this is a place where every single person is welcomed. So I'll have my little rainbow gear on too. So let's take a breath in. Relax those muscles, drop those shoulders. Let your eyes soften. So we take a nice deep breath, hold it for a moment, and release. We let our mind relax and just move on down into our heart space. Another breath. Just feel the power of love and peace there. So this is the truth of our being. The power of this love, the power of this light that we are. It's invisible, but it's nonetheless real. So we continue to create this space here for love to be expanded. So we just open our hearts with intention, invite our love to fill this room, invite our loves to receive some of this love floating around. And into this space, we bring all those whose names are in our prayer box, those in our Unity family who are struggling with issues, and if you have anyone in your personal realm of friends that you would like to add, we invite you to add their name either silently or out loud now. And we hold for these beloved ones the truth that is often hard to hold when you're the one that's in the midst of uproar and issues going on in your life. We hold the truth of the power of love that is their center. The truth of the principles that are dwelling within them, waiting to be activated and acknowledged. The power of their faith, the power of their strength. Joy, resilience. And we see them resting in the peace that passes understanding, knowing that they are not in this alone, but the very power of the universe is assisting them. And we continue to expand our vision to include all those, across our country. And in particular, our leaders. We see the power of love in them, whispering to them words of wisdom, not only in the United States, but all around the world, those in positions of power. How can they serve the communities over which they have position? How can love be brought forward so that we all continue to thrive as one human family? Then we think of the specific places that are facing loss and death and grief, places of war and turmoil. We hold those families in our hearts. And we see them upheld by the power of love. And we move on to our children, from the tiniest newborn to those who are continuing to grow and move into what it means to be an adult. We bless them and honor them and know for them their inner GPS is at work also, speaking and leading and guiding them, creating opportunities for them to discover the truest and deepest parts of themselves. Now we think of this beautiful Mother, our Earth. We give thanks for the way she touches us with renewal and peace and beauty, and the basic things of water and food and air. And for all of that, we are so very grateful. And then we turn into the personal parts of our lives. Just allow us to think of several things which have blessed us, and let our vibration be raised up as we sit in gratitude and appreciation. We are indeed blessed. We close with our usual prayer. I am grateful, I am grateful, I am grateful. And so it is. Let's see, is our statement of faith up? So please affirm with me what we believe. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God the omnipotent good. Then I want to share with you, I meant to have us do this at the annual meeting and skipped it. This is a book we now have that's called Unity of Bon Air's CARES Team Medical Equipment Lending Library. So if you have somebody in your life who all of a sudden has something going on and they need a walker, a wheelchair, a bedside commode, all kinds of things. This is going to be sitting on the table where we have the bulletins, and you can go into the first pocket and there's a place for you to check out, but you can look and see everything we have. Jill, raise your hand. Jill is leading this gathering up. Some of it is in separate people's garages that are members of the church, so she will help coordinate getting the item to you or you to the item or however that goes. So it's a wonderful thing. We've already had several people using items from this. So what a great way to share. All right, and Mary is going to come up and do a Love in Action Spotlight. We love our Mary.
Thank you. Thanks. Am I on? Okay. Okay, so today's spotlight is on the YFM, Youth and Family Ministry, and more specifically on the summer program where members, that would be y'all, are invited to come to the class and share a skill or a talent or your wisdom, perhaps, or your joy. Stuff that you have accumulated over the years. This is a great opportunity for you to release your creativity and interact with the younger generation. So in the past, these are some of the activities. Building birdhouses. Jim Lakin and John Rayfield, who are in construction, helped build birdhouses and I suppose showed the children how to use a hammer and a nail and that kind of thing. Then there were musical instruments, people sharing musical instruments, and I understand that Harry Simmons introduced the kazoo. Mm-hmm. A very intricate instrument, and you know that the children were able to use it right away too. It's such an amazing thing. So I think there was someone did painting, demonstrated painting. Regina Goodwin did improvisation. Now that would be fun with a 5-year-old, I think, improvisation. So there were crafts and drawing and all kinds of skills. And you think about the skills that you have, things you've accumulated over your lifetime of accumulation. And we all have little things that we don't think, well, children don't know about that. I was just mentioning, kazoos. I remember we used to put tissue paper over a comb and play that for a kazoo. Yeah, that was the crude back in my day. That was a kazoo, and some people don't even know how to do that. So children ought to learn that. And then did you ever put like a piece of grass in between your thumbs and blow on it and it made a whistle? I mean, children love to learn things like that. It's fun. So you can see there are infinite possibilities to choose from. You might even say a virtual plethora of activities that would stimulate the curiosity of a young mind. So there are 9 Sundays waiting to be filled. Rachel, the YFM director, has a clipboard in the hallway, and Rachel will be on hand at all of these sessions every Sunday to help assist, and also would be the resource person. She'd help you get your things together. And if you don't have an idea in mind, she might help you come up with something. So if you're interested in doing it, talk to Rachel, and she'd be glad to help you with it. So in advance, I want to thank you for your participation.
All right, it's time for us to sing together. Let's all stand. As Patty's talking about affirmative prayer, I thought this would be a good song this month to do. And just remember, I am the thinker who thinks the thought. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought. I have the power to change my life. If you ask me who I am beauty, I am joy, I am more than meets the eye. I cannot be divine. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought. I have the power to change my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought. I have the power to change my life. I can choose to be the light that brightens someone's darkest night. I'm so much more than meets the eye. I cannot be defined. Come on. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought. I have the power to change my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought. I have the power to change my life. I have the power to change my life.
Good morning. And welcome to another Sunday in the neighborhood of love. My name is Barbie Nunley, and I am a prayer chaplain here. I am the prayer team leader and also new member coordinator. And today I get the great opportunity to tell you about all the opportunities here at Unity. So there's still time to join Reverend Alva's book study on Thursday evenings. It will explore the profound wisdom contained within William Marsh's The 12 Gifts from God. If you'd like to know more, reach out to Reverend Alva and check out the book in our bookstore. Is she here today? If she was here, she'd wave. Our garden team is having a plant sale. The Henrico Master Gardeners gifted our team with plants to sell here at a discount. All proceeds will benefit the meditation gardens, and we are grateful for your support. Check out the plants during fellowship coffee. Also today, the women of Unity are meeting after fellowship coffee. Join us in a Hawaii-themed meeting. I don't know, maybe she will do the hula for us. And we're going to learn about a sacred ancient practice for forgiveness called Ho'oponopono, and we'll also see a video and to learn how a psychologist cured a bunch of people from an asylum that had mentally ill patients. Speaking of friendship coffee, check out the flyer in the hallway for our wish list. Your donations keep our refreshments plentiful and delicious. There are lots of options, and if you have questions, check in with Susan Green. Hi, Susan. Next week, we're starting our summer food drive to support Chesterfield County Food Bank. Supporting this program makes an enormous difference for many children throughout this summer break. There's a flyer in the hallway with a list of items, and the collection bins will be there in the main hallway next week as well. Let's fill them up, and the deadline is June 29th. Check in with Becky Maines if you have any questions. Is Becky here? Becky's over there waving. Hi, Becky. Next Friday is movie night. Join Dan O'Neill in New Rock Hall for a great movie and enjoyable conversation afterwards. It's a fun Friday night at UCBA. And don't forget to mark your calendars. Linda Martello-Whitsett will be with us on June 22nd. She will give the message during our service and offer an awesome workshop on the method and flow of affirmative prayer that afternoon. Check out the flyers in the hallway for more information and make plans to join us. And we enjoy so many opportunities for sacred service here, growth, learning, and fun at UCBA. Check out our events calendar on our website. Please read our weekly e-newsletter and follow us on Facebook. And so, may I invite you to just take a nice deep breath now. Relax your shoulders. Come into this present moment while we listen to this important message. And our word for today is kindness. When I think of being kind, I am reminded of the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It takes only a moment and no special effort to be kind. I can smile at a stranger, hold the door for a person behind me, or let someone go ahead of me in line. These small acts of kindness bless everyone involved. Other kind efforts may take more thought. I think of how I prefer to be treated. I certainly want to be heard and respected. I want to know my views and opinions matter. I want others to see my value and treat me with dignity. I hold this thought as I think of others. I see people imbued with the Spirit of God. Kindness flows from me to bless others. And our reading today is from Proverbs 21:21. Whoever pursues righteousness and kindness will find life and honor. And our affirmation, I'll go ahead and say it once, and please say it with me 3 more times. Today I will be kind to others. 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 And so it is. Thank you and have an awesome day.
Thank you, Barbie.
Don't forget, we might be doing dancing.
Sonora, working hard, work, Sonora. You think you own whatever land you land on. The earth is just a dead thing you can claim. Every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name. You think the only people who are people are the people who look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'd learn things you never knew, you never knew. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon, or asked the grinning bobcat why he grins? Can you sing with all the voices of the mountains? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Come run the healing pine trails of the forest. Come taste the sun-sweet berries of the earth. Come rolling all the riches all around you. And for once, never wonder what they're worth. The rainstorm and the river are our brother. The heron and the otter are our friends. And we are all connected to each other in a loop, in a world that never ends. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon, or asked the grinning bobcat why he grins? Can you sing with all the voices of the mountains? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? How high does a sycamore grow? If you cut it down, you will never know. And you'll never hear the wolf cry to the blue corn moon, or whether we're white or copper skin. We've got to sing with all the voices of the mountains. We need to paint with all the colors of the wind. You can own the earth still, all you own is earth until you can paint with all the colors of the wind. The wind.
Thank you, Zita and the music team. Okay, so I'm going to invite you to buckle your seatbelts. So I got mixed up. One of my spirit group leaders sent me a text and said, okay, I'm confused. You did the introduction in chapter 1, and our first lesson is supposed to be chapter 1 and chapter 2. So I'm catching up with chapter 2 and doing 3 and 4 for the coming week. So buckle up. So what is the most basic unity principle or spiritual truth? We say it every Sunday. One presence and one power. Linda describes a principle, and that's our main principle, as a truth that is consistent and has no opposites. Spiritual principles are active whether we are aware of them or not, just like gravity. So oneness is a changeless constant. There is only one true power in all of life, no matter what you call it. Oneness is not a person, but rather the very essence of life. And there are three characteristics that are nouns within oneness, and we call those the three omnis. So we have omnipresence, meaning everywhere, omniscience, meaning the capacity of knowingness, and omnipotence, the capacity of powerfulness. We always have the capacity to be powerful, but when we get hung up in all these human situations, we forget that. So in affirmative prayer, we use and activate these principles. A principle does not use us, we use principle, and we can count on them to be there. So Emily Cady wrote, God is not a being or a person having life, intelligence, love, and power. God is the invisible, but very real something that we call life. God is perfect love and infinite power. God is the total of these, the total of all good, whether manifested or unexpressed. That's the end of the quote. So this means that goodness, order, harmony, peace are available and accessible in every moment, regardless of the situation. We may not see this, so you're probably somewhat like me. If you get in a car accident, I'm not seeing these divine principles. I got some other things to say about that. But we can consciously choose to align our thoughts, words, and actions with our divine identity rather than with our human experience. So we can get hypnotized by the stuff happening before our eyes, yet when we own and embrace our divine identity, we break that spell. We demonstrate our divine identity when we say, I am life, and we get the feeling and the power of life. You can say, I am love, and you get a manifestation of love larger than you ever had before. You can say, I am strength and power, or whatever you need of the principles that are the characteristics of God. So here's the deal. So this makes kind of like no logical sense, but it's the deal nonetheless. We're 100% human and 100% divine. And when we get this, we can transform our human experience by claiming our divine power. So the purpose of prayer is to realize oneness, and the action of prayer is mind transformation. Since God isn't a person or a mind, we're not trying to change God's mind. We're trying to get our mind in a position that empowers us. The shift in consciousness is the work of prayer. We go from thinking and feeling limited and powerless to infinite and powerful. When we shift from thinking only on the human realm to the realm of Christ consciousness. It's dramatic. In the blink of an eye, we can be in a new energy field. Okay, so that's chapter 2. Now we're on to chapter 3. Chapter 3 starts with consciousness. So consciousness is an awareness or perception of thoughts, emotions, sensations, memories, and knowledge. And there are at least three layers of consciousness. So our present consciousness, like our waking consciousness, subconscious, and many of our beliefs and actions derive from our subconscious, which is like a storehouse of memories and experiences. And then the superconscious, our connection to the divine mind, or you can call that the Christ consciousness, the Buddha consciousness, whichever name you choose for that. So when Linda is talking about all of this, she's talking about, I call it Unity's Holy Trinity. She doesn't use that word, but so, I was raised with Father, Son, Holy Spirit. But unity has mind, idea, and expression. So this is how this flow that she talks about in the book, the flow of creativity from invisible to visible, from abstract to manifestation, takes place. So let's look at what these words mean. So mind is the source of all. That's the truth of our being, the invisible part that is the life within us. Then idea is our I am, our capacity to recognize and embody divine mind in a particular way. An expression is manifestation in time and space, or the capacity to act. So think of the ways we express creativity. We have dance, music, art, films, poetry, on and on. All of it was an idea before it was expressed where we could enjoy it. Just kind of like everything in this whole room was an idea. Every piece of furniture, somebody had to think it up in their mind before it was given physical form. So our thoughts are creating our lives. What we see in our lives are seeds in mind that we have planted and tended. Myrtle was told, "You are sickly." And she operated from that belief until one night when she heard a speaker and she was told she could think differently. And she began praying by holding thoughts of gratitude and wholeness. And she was given 6 months to live. She lived another 40 years. Her external world changed because her internal world was given a new script. What she was holding in mind, the thing that she was giving her energy to, multiplied. So anytime we do that, anytime we give our energy to something, it increases. So another term for transforming thoughts or shifting consciousness is healing. And I dare say everyone in the room, everybody on the planet, is healing in one way or another. Whether when we go into prayer, whether our request is for inner peace, harmony, prosperity, or health, the true purpose of prayer is healing, because something is out of balance or we wouldn't be concerned about it. To heal is to claim and realize a spiritual principle by which to restore, resolve, or improve our experience. So then she says this thing so I had to stop and think about this one. She says, healing is not something that happens to us. We heal when we realize a spiritual principle. Healing can appear certainly miraculous and spontaneous. She tells a story about Deanne, who had a spinal issue, and after 31 years, it, quote unquote, spontaneously healed. But she'd been doing consciousness work that whole time, building one principle on top of another, one way of thinking differently on top of another, until it all flowed together. And she talks about a healing she had. There was a big rift between her and her dad when she married someone of a different race, and he broke connection. and she said she was not going to live with the idea that that was okay and it would remain that way for the rest of her life. So she did her reconciliation work in mind and was ready to be in a different energy field. And 9 years later, that cracked open. So it's, so what seems like miraculous and spontaneous really is a result of our continuing to think new and different and more empowering ways. Internal healing can happen, and external pieces can stay similar. Whether the condition resolves or not, one can experience wholeness, peace, and prosperity that happens through a shift in consciousness. And I saw that happen with Krista as she dealt with the cancer. There was a deep healing that happened within her that never got expressed in the cells in her body, but I saw the shift in consciousness, and it was beautiful. So I really recommend reading these chapters. There's so much meat in them, and I'm only touching on some of the material. Okay, on to chapter 4. It's called Affirmations and Negations. Now, back when I was studying unity, they didn't use that language. Linda has transformed that language, and it makes sense, because in the old days, nowadays, you can say, oh, that person is in denial. And what does that mean? Well, it means they're an alcoholic. One example could be they're an alcoholic and they're saying, no, I'm not an alcoholic. It's not impacting my life or my work or my finances. So that's not a good word to use to talk about what we're explaining. So she uses negation. So instead of resisting, denial kind of has this meaning of resist facing what is happening. We mean renouncing false beliefs that are creating unwanted circumstances in our lives. So let's talk about how she describes how to create an affirmation. So she's got 4 pretty quick and easy points. Use first-person language starting with I am. It will be a declaration of your divine identity. I am love. I am strength. I am power. So she sticks to nouns versus adjectives, because if we say, I am beauty, an expression of beauty, it's different than saying I am beautiful, because our culture has a whole lot of, well, that's beautiful and that's not, so she sticks with going with the nouns. So then part 2, write them in the present tense. We are affirming what is true right now, not something we are hoping for. So that's that wishful thinking piece. Use your own style of words that resonate with you. Pick a word that you can relate to, that can land in your heart and sit there and grow and become more and more expansive. Focus on what you are or what you are capable of. Remember to stick to statements of truth about divine identity. We are stating an accessible truth, not a desired outcome. For example, so I've done this kind of affirmation before. So she's saying this isn't the most powerful way. It's a way you can use an affirmation. You can say, I am divine abundance, instead of saying, so that's the true identity. Instead of saying the outcome, I have a bright red Cadillac in my garage. So you're going with the truth of what is the power within you versus the outcome. So you're sticking with the divine versus the human. Affirmations are a present moment truth about the nature of being rather than a prediction of future behavior. So unity affirmations are anchored in spiritual principles. You can encounter affirmations on social media that do not fit that description, and they're not going to hurt you, but they're not the most powerful form. So here are some teachings on that from her. Unity affirmations are not positive thinking or optimism. So I'm sure all of us have heard the one, every day I'm getting better and better. That is using the I am language, but it's positive thinking and optimism versus naming the truth of what lives within us and is able to give us power. They are not possibility thinking, something like chances are. So here's an example that she uses. I know there is a better fitting job. So that's possibility thinking. The employer I am seeking is seeking me. So that's all about stuff, again, in the human realm, the stuff of our daily human life. And she's saying, stick to the truth of what is available in your heart, in your consciousness, in the invisible realm. So it's not wishful thinking or magical thinking. So an example of that kind of affirmation would be, I am a millionaire. So that's back in the human realm where we're talking about bank accounts and all the stuff of our daily life, where the divine identity would be, I live in an abundant universe and all my needs are met. That's the truth of our divinity. So can you see how these are not grounded in divine identity, but in a human experience? So the idea in prayer is to shift the consciousness to the Christ, the divine within. And that can be a challenge, especially when we're really deep into the human stuff. So has everybody ever been in bed with throbbing pain or a gut-wrenching virus, and not one divine idea comes to mind? To affirm because you're so focused on how rotten you feel? So here is a suggestion of an affirmation. Divine life is my true state of being. Every cell is thrumming with divine life. That's the truth right here, right now, in the invisible realm. In the physical realm, not so much feeling that, but you're affirming what is true in the space of power within us. So when we do this establishes truth in consciousness instead of saying from the human side, and I know I've thought this, I'm not sure I've ever said this out loud, I wish someone would just come and shoot me and be done with it. You know, you've got the flu and you're sick of throwing up or whatever all's going on. But it's a choice of where we're putting our energy. So shifting that consciousness from the present upsetting stuff to what is the possibility of the Christ within us, moving from the invisible to the visible. So a few words about negations. Negations use the power of our awareness to say no. So we are releasing and letting go of thoughts that no longer serve us. And I think unity is still kind of moving forward in moving past doing spiritual bypass sometimes, which is ignoring something that needs to be healed by pretending it really isn't there. In negation, we admit what's so and how we feel about it. We do not repress false beliefs, we release them. We release beliefs about not being worthy, beliefs that something cannot change, language like claiming my disease, that's making it part of our inner stuff. And it's a disease, but it doesn't have to be my disease. Beliefs that are accepted in this society in collective consciousness, like Myrtle faced, like we face today with certain statements about health issues. She had, well, there's no cure for TB, you'll be dead shortly. And I remember in the 60s when I was a youngster, Black is a beautiful became a slogan to counteract this white European-centric definition of beauty. So we have all these belief systems roaming around in the collective consciousness. So in negation, we release the ones that don't serve us. We meet false beliefs, though, with a gentle negation, because we don't want to add heaps of energy to the thoughts that no longer serve us. And we fill the space then that's left as a vacuum with an affirmation so they work together, so you use them in harmony. So we acknowledge where we are and remove the power in that zone and claim our divine identity. So here's an example. I give no power to fear. I am faith in action and step forward confidently. I release any power or energy around feeling stuck. I know I am limitless potential and that new possibilities are available right now. That's the truth of our divine center. So there's a helpful worksheet at the end of this chapter that gives practice in shifting from the human to the divine way of affirming. So what I see as so helpful in this book is how to stay with truth in the midst of all the stuff of life. It's tips on pivoting back to our power, to our divine identity. I see you, my beloveds, as these incredible spiritual beings, so powerful and so able to choose in any moment the highest truth amidst the human situation. You know, we're not going to leave the human situation. Our divine identity is going to be expressed through these human temples. So how to keep coming back to something that's more powerful, more true, more empowering. So I invite you to stop once every day this week and say, wow, 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 I have the power of choice in each moment and can connect to the divine truth of my being. I mean, the truth of what unity principles are, it really is a wow thing. We have all this power that we can pivot back to. Okay, you can unbuckle your belts now. So I'm going to invite our music team to come give us a little music, and we'll have a brief meditation.
There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden where God's grace blooms. There is a garden where everything grows, a beautiful garden where love is sown. And in this place of light and love, you can have anything that you're dreaming of. There is a garden of dreams come true, a beautiful garden. That garden is you. Of light and love, you can have anything that you're dreaming of. Ooh, there is a garden where dreams come true. A beautiful garden, that garden is you. Such a beautiful garden, that garden is you.
Thank you. That's the perfect song for us to go into our prayer time. So I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath in and soften your eyes. Relax. We just open up to the luminous light and love that is the truth of our being. And I'm going to invite you to create in your mind this picture of this spot where you feel connected to the oneness of life, this main principle of our study. It could be the beach, a lake, a forest, in the arms of someone. Just create that sharp picture and then put yourself in that picture. Sit in the presence of this place where you become one with life. And allow your heart space to expand. And think of one of the principles or powers you would like to activate and see present in your life in this moment. Now just take that word into your garden. Sit with it and integrate it into your being right now. Here we go, diving in. Breathe that word. Give that word your energy. Just allowing your energy field to be transformed by that wonderful power. Then we can ask the question, is there an action that I can take a step to move this power into greater energy in my life? And we give thanks for these powers that transform us. So I invite you to come back to this space, feel yourself supported by your chair, feel your feet on the ground. Just feeling gratitude for being in the garden, being nurtured. We say, I am grateful, I am grateful, I am grateful. And so it is. And we have our ushers getting ready to come up the aisle, and I invite you to take a physical offering and hold it in your hands or in consciousness as we say our blessing. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the joy of giving and receiving. And some more wonderful music.
Sometimes I forget that all my needs are met. Now and then I fall asleep thinking things I don't believe, until I wake up in gratefulness, thinking how the ways that I am blessed, that all my needs are met. What happened to you? There were times when I recall when I couldn't take the light of day, but now sweet, sweet spirit lead away out of no way. And this is why I testify, no matter how dark it gets, that all my needs are met. Come on, I could not have come this far without the everlasting arms, my shelter from the cold. I'm so grateful that I know times, yeah, when I thought I couldn't make another day, but somehow sweet spirit made a way out of no way. And that is why I testify, no matter how dark it gets, that all I need, you know they're met. All right, we want you to sing this part with us right here. It goes like this. All our needs are met, 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 all our needs are met. Good job! Woo! I could not have come this far, no, without the everlasting arms, my shelter from testify. You know the Spirit made a way or no way. This is why I testify. She testifies. No matter how dark it gets, you know all I need are met.
Sing that line one more time with us, man.
You know all I need are met.
And now we're going to do it nice and slow.
Oh, yeah, I need
Amen to that. All right, so let's bless our gifts here. We're so grateful for these gifts. We're grateful for the opportunity to give even as we receive. We bless these gifts and we send them out into the world with the energy of joy, of peace, of love, of transformation. And we see amazing things happening. Thank you, Spirit. And so it is. All right. So I'd like to invite our chaplains to stand up. We have wonderful folks here to pray with you at the end of service and bless you as you come for connecting to this divine center. Thank you all. And always there's the box up there too. And we're going to acknowledge our participants. So we had people meeting you at the door. We have Marcy and Safari on duty. We have Susan and Gloria in the kitchen. And we have Zita and our regular music team helping us out today. And Shari and Deb in the back. And we had Barbie doing our daily word. So here comes Rachel.
Morning, Unity. I am Rachel, the youth director. Today with me was Ben. Thank you so much for his help. We had a fun class today, a lot of creativity. We did a little craft for our fathers for next week. Did a little prepping this time. And then they also made some of their own little sculptures so they can come back next week and paint those as well. Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Thank you. Oh, and also I have the summer fun sheets. I know there was an announcement today, but the sheets are on the YFM table. I will leave them up as long as I am here. So feel free to sign in on that, and I am here for any kind of help needed, supplies, whatever. Just let me know. Thank you.
All right, let's bless our youth and all our helpers. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ you are. And we see you doing amazing things. Let's stand for our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And I want to share before we start that song, I've got a sheet of affirmations from Linda's book, and on the back are 2 negations and affirmations hooked together so everyone has a cheat sheet to take home. All right.